Hello guys, Robert1 here, and today we have something very, very special for you, and that is the new Master Rule announcement. Now, obviously, we've been expecting a new Master Rule for a while now. I haven't really made a video on it. I was going to make my suspicions of what it could be like in 2 weeks' time or something, but sadly, it's out now, and we have a new Master Rule. So today we're going to be looking at this Master Rule because I'm actually very, very happy of what it is, and you can already see part of what it is from just that picture alone. And I am so happy to see that this Master Rule is going to be in effect. It's in effect from April 1st in the OCG. We'll probably have it around July or October next year. Not October, probably September-ish, July, September times, somewhere between then. And I am so happy because this Master Rule actually makes a lot of decks really good again. And like so many decks in Master Rule 4 just got neutered beyond belief. And I feel like this is a good way to change the game in general. So let's get into it. Let's read what the Yu-Gi-Oh organization here has got for us. So as of April 1st in the OCG, only Fusion, Synchro, and Xyz monsters will be summonable to the main monster zones in addition to the extra monster zones. So basically, what this Master Rule is, you can summon Fusion, Synchro, and Xyz monsters anywhere now. You're still limited to a 15-card extra deck, I believe. I don't think they changed that. It's not on here, so I'm going to assume that you still have to use a 15-card extra deck. But changing the fact that you can now summon every type of extra deck card, except for links and pendulums, to a main monster zone is insane. It's so good for the game because it just gives so many decks just the ability to play the game again, which a lot of decks lost when Master Rule 4 came out. Let's read more. The rules for link monsters will remain the same, so you can only summon a link monster to a link zone. You are not limited to one of each. So you can summon as many Fusion or Synchro or Xyz monsters anywhere as possible. For pendulum monsters, they are almost identical, with one small change. Face-down pendulum monsters in the extra deck, such as Nirvana High Paladin, can be summoned to any zone first. But when pendulum summoned back to the field from the extra deck, they still must be summoned to an extra monster zone or a zone a link monster points to. Essentially, Nirvana High Paladin, Odd Eyes, Requiem Dragon, and all of that, they can be summoned from the extra deck to any zone first, but if they're returned to the extra deck, and when they're pendulum summoned, they can only be summoned via to a link or extra deck zone. Now, what does this essentially do to the game? This Master Rule essentially puts us back in Master Rule 2, where Fusion, Synchro, and Xyz monsters have the ability to summon anywhere. And that's very good in my personal opinion. It gets the game back into a point where decks like Heroes, decks like Blackwings, decks like pretty much any deck that played around, like decks like Yang Zings, decks like Talonites, decks like Shadows, decks like Predaplants even, because Predaplants, they had their chance in the Master Rule 2. Like these decks, Master Rule 3, these decks never always shine better when they're focused on their own thing, when they're only focused on the fusion aspect, when they're only focused on the synchro aspect, when they're only focused on a synchro aspect, especially for something like TG, a deck that was really looking forward to being able to do a lot of stuff, but couldn't really do anything in this format because they needed cards like Crystal Needle Fiber to come out that never did, or they needed those main monster zones to be able to summon their synchro monsters into. And this Master Rule allows decks like that to play the game. Now, could this break the game in ways that we really don't want to see? Yes. This could obviously end up being a very big mistake in multiple areas, just because being able to make multiple different Xyz, Synchro, and Fusion monsters that could potentially have big negations on your opponent's turn, that's not healthy for the game. That's kind of dangerous. But does it mean it's any different from what it should have been? No, not at all. This literally says decks that couldn't play the game can now play the game again. And that's a good thing for Yu-Gi-Oh! You can actually see a lot of these older decks that had so many struggles against so many decks because they just couldn't summon their monsters to any extra monster zone they wanted to. That was a big problem. Like not being able to summon a synchro monster to the main monster zone because you already had a synchro monster in the extra monster zone. That killed so many synchro decks. Not being able to play a fusion monster from your extra deck because you've already got like a Dark Claw or something in your extra monster zone. I'm going to tell you, that hurts a lot. Not being able to play like an Xyz monster that could potentially win you the game because you've already got something in your extra monster was so detrimental at the time, and it was just so bad because it's like you couldn't do anything about it. Like because like a lot of us seasoned players, we were used to be used to Master Rule 3 where you could just put monsters anywhere, and after they made links, it made it a lot harder. So I am very happy with this introduction into the game. Being able to summon Synchro, Fusion, and Xyz monsters anywhere onto the board, I'm very happy with that. It makes me feel a lot of joy just because you can literally play them anywhere, and that's what Yu-Gi-Oh! Really lost when Master Rule 5 happened. A lot of the decks that required the main monster zones to go off was one of the big problems I made, I think. So being able to summon these cards in extra monster zones, I think that's a great change for the game. I think it's really good, and I feel like this is going to make the game even better going forward. Yes, links and pendulums still have to be summoned to link zones, extra monster zones, and extra monster zones, but honestly, like those didn't exist in Master Rule 2, and this basically brings back more aspects of Master Rule 2 than Master Rule 3. So very happy with these changes, very happy that I can play my heroes at the fullest potential again. God, I miss being able to play heroes at the fullest potential. I honestly did, because I like playing a hero deck without being able to summon hit fusions anywhere you want was so hard, but this gives you that ability again. And I can't wait to be playing in this format. We're about at least 6 months off from this Master Rule, so hopefully we get it sooner than later. But guys, that's the video. Tell me what you think of it in the comment section below. Tell me if you think the new Master Rule is great. Tell me if you think it's bad. Tell me if you think it shouldn't happen. My personal thoughts, being able to summon a Fusion, Synchros, and Xyz anywhere, I love it. It brings a lot of decks back that can't play the game, such as the list goes on. Black Wings, Talonites, Heroes, Predaplants, DG, any Synchro deck, any Xyz deck, any Fusion-based deck, pretty much any of those base decks. So guys, thank you so much for watching. That's the video. Robot 1, signing out. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more Yu-Gi-Oh! Videos. Check out the Team Facebook page because I keep forgetting to mention these things. And now, I will see you in the next one. Robot 1, signing out.